In this video, we are going to work with Azure Cloud Services such as we are going to create the Azure Resource Group and we will also try to create a storage account for just an example. Let's begin. Hello all, my name is Abdul Rahman and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video, we are going to talk about Azure, like what it is, etc. And we are also going to create the resource group. I will also try to create a storage account for just an example. So first of all guys, I wanted to talk about what is Azure. So before starting this concept of Azure, I talked about Azure a lot in the last video, in the video of cloud computing. So the link will be given in the description below. Now, in that video I talked about what is virtualization, what is hyperparameters tuning, what is cloud computing, how cloud computing works, why cloud computing is used, why Azure is used, what is Azure, etc. But before creating anything such as machine learning workspaces, etc. in the Azure, I wanted to talk about the Azure. What is Azure? Azure is a cloud computing platform provided by the Microsoft. Cloud computing means that instead of running your applications and storing your data on your physical servers, you can use the servers and storage provided by the Microsoft. Now, this is just a simple definition, but if I talk about that in detail, then it's going to be very long. So, now you can use servers and storage provided by the Microsoft instead of creating your servers, building your servers, which are located in the data centers around the world. Azure allows you to create and deploy the applications, storage, store and manage the data, and perform a wide range of other computing tasks, all without having to worry about the underlying hardware and infrastructure. We just need to pay for the Microsoft and then it's going to provide us the storage, all of those stuff. It's like running a powerful computer from the Microsoft that you can use access from anywhere with an internet connection and use for all your computing needs. So this is what the Azure. Now I wanted to show you guys how Azure machine. So where should we start, right? So we need to install an application or do we need to do anything such like that? No, we don't need to install an application. So with the Azure, as you can see here on the screen that here, so this is how this page is going to look. So this page link, or I'm not going to give the link because it's signed in with me. Now first of all, when you I'm going to open new tab and just type portal.azure.com. Okay, if I open this, it's going to open something like this page for me. But if you are using the Azure for the first time, then it should not look something like this. You are going to get the option for creating Microsoft account, or you have to sign in there with your account, and then it's going to open something like this page. Okay, after that, just type portalazure.com and it's going to open like this page after you are logging in. Okay, now here for the Azure, what this basically does is it's going to store our data, right? Instead of building our own servers for for making the money, for investing money for the servers for our own company, we can use the Azure servers which are distributed around the world, the data centers around the world. Now here, first of all, in the Azure, we can do a lot of stuff. For example, as you can see here, I'm using here the Windows 11 on my screen, right? But here, one more thing we can do is instead of using the Windows 11 without sitting down my computer, I can also use the Windows 10, right? So as you have saw in the video of TensorFlow installation, the video link will be given in the description below so that you can go there and watch that video. Now in that video, what I have done is I have downloaded an application known as Virtual Machine Virtual Box. Okay. After that, what I have done is I downloaded the Ubuntu software from that because I wanted to use the TensorFlow of all of those stuff. But one more thing we can do is while using the Windows 11, we can also install the Windows 10 or we can also install the Ubuntu, all of the stuff. But one more thing, the one thing that we can do here is we can do with the Mac OS, the things that we used in the Apple, right? So Mac OS, Apple company is going to have its own software, right? So that those things will not be provided in the Azure. Okay, now here let's come to our page. Now, as you can see here on the screen that here, Azure, Microsoft Azure portal.azure.com, this page is going to look something like this. And one more thing I said that is we have to pay for the Azure. So we can't work in the Azure for free. Now for the Microsoft users who are working in the Microsoft company, or for the people who are working in some other company who have the access for the machine, who has the access for Microsoft Azure. Now basically guys, in companies what happens is a lot of companies is not going to build their own servers. What they do instead is that they are going to buy the storage from the Microsoft or some other things such as GCP, Google Cloud Platform, or the AWS, Azure Web Services, Amazon Web Services. Sorry. So some companies is going to buy for the Microsoft Azure like that. So whoever are working with the Azure, whoever are working in some other company who has the access to Azure, they don't have to pay it because the company is going to pay for them. Now here I'm not an employee of any company here, but here when you log in on this page, you have to pay first of all. So you are going to get three options for that. If you are a student, you should have the email. So your age should be more than 18, and if you are studying in some university or some college, you have to give the college email address that the college has given you. You have to set up all of this stuff, but it's going to provide you one more option, that is you have to pay that. It's not going to ask your age, it's not going to ask you anything. You have to just log in with your Microsoft account, and then you have to pay for that. Okay, so it's depending on that how much storage you want, all of those stuff. And there is another option, and that is it's going to provide you the, for example, if I want to pay for something, if I want to buy the storage in the Microsoft Azure, what should I have to do? I have to go there and pay there. But for the first time users, what Azure is going to do is it's going to pay it's going to pay as a 15,000 rupees. So if I convert that in the USD, it's going to be around $180 or $190. So approximately, okay, so it's going to pay us for the 15,000 rupees. So which is very much low, which is very much less price, because for working with the Azure we need to spend a lot of money. Not a lot of money, it's depending on you that how much, which type of work you are doing in the Azure. Now here, as you can see here, I have done that thing only. So I have used here the free trial, which the Azure is going to pay for me 15,000 rupees, 15,800 rupees. So this credit is remaining because till now I didn't use that. Okay, now I can use that while creating. How it's going to use our money. Now whenever you are working in Azure, whenever you are doing something, whenever you are creating a SQL server or creating a storage account in the Azure, what the Azure is going to do is it's going to take the money from nothing, as you can see here. So right now I have 15,800 rupees. But if you are working with some other things, for example, if you have created a storage account, so it's going to take some money. So it will not be 15,800 credits remaining, it may be around 1,000. It may take any price, so I don't know that. So right now I didn't use that one. Now I'm going to, in this video, as I said, I'm going to create a resource group. But guys, if you want to pay money, if you want to pay money for the Azure, if you want to work with that, then you can pay for the Azure. But if you want to just work with the free trial, you can work that. So it's not like working in free trial for 30 days, free trial for 1 year, free trial for 7 days or 1 week. It's not going to be there. So it's going to be the value of money. Okay, now you can use the free trial. After completing the free trial, you have to pay for the Azure. But if you are working in some other company, for that company you can do that. Now here I am getting the option for upgrade from your trial subscription. If I open this in the new tab, so it's going to open something like this. So I have to go there and pay there. Now what you have to do is for checking your cost, you have to type management cost management plus billing. You have to open this one, and it's going to show us how much cost you have paid to the Azure. Now if I move my here, account administrator, as you can see here, building account type, so it's using the Microsoft service online services. Now for the billing scope, which means that from which account you are paying to the Microsoft. Now if I go to the cost management, it's going to open something like this page. I think it's still loading. Okay, so overview, it's showing me something like this. So if I move here, this one, okay, so here it's showing me that set up your account, delegate the access, configure subscription, and plan ahead for cloud options. So what a lot of companies do is they are going to do is they are going to buy the subscription from the Microsoft. They will be paying something like for yearly or monthly. Okay, then what they do is they are going to provide an email for a specific user so that the specific user can use the Azure for free when they are working in that company also. Now here what you have to do is we have to create a resource group, all of the stuff. So let's explore all of the things in this one. So here we have to create the resource, we have the cost management. So what it does is it's just going to show me the things that I have already searched here. Now what happens is, like for example, if I take the example of YouTube. Okay, now in the YouTube, if I search for something, there will be something known as history. So it's going to recommend what you have watched in the previously, right? So here also same thing. So I search for the cost management plus billing. I search for the storage accounts, all of those stuff. Now quick start center, we have the virtual machines, app services. Now what happens is we can also install the Windows 10 just for the SQL also. Now for example, if I want to create a database while I'm working with for some application, what I have to do, I have to go there and install the MySQL, and I have to do all of this stuff, or if I have to download the SQL Alchemy, do that kind of stuff. But with the Microsoft Azure, we can create a SQL just by one click. We don't need to log into all of the stuff because Microsoft is going to do that kind of stuff. We can also create the Azure Cosmos DB, and we can also create the Kubernetes services. Now let's talk about what is resource group in Microsoft Azure, right? If I talk about this in the simple words, then a resource group in Azure is like container that holds related resources for an application or a project for a specifically when you are working specifically on application while building the application, or when you are working with specifically a project such as virtual machines, MySQL databases, storage accounts, etc. So it allows you to manage and organize these resources as a single unit and perform operations such as deploying, updating, and deleting them together. Now it's like a folder on your computer where you keep all of the files related to a project. Now, for example, I wanted to show you with the example of a folder. Now, if I open this one, and if I go to my code, okay, so here I have all of those stuff that you can see. Now what I want to do is I want to build here the sections. So here if I go in the data science, we have done a lot of data science projects. I wanted to see the categories so that whenever I wanted to open something, I should not be confused. For example, if I create a new file or bitmap image and I will give something like this and it's empty. If I open this one, showing me all this, okay, so it's empty, right? So because if I have just created the folder, I don't have any photos. Now if I have the photos more than 100, so I want to divide them into categories. Okay, what should I have to do? I have to create the folders. I wanted to create the containers so that whenever I wanted to open, then I should open that very fast. Now if I have created 100 photos and I wanted to search for a specific photo, okay, what I have to do is going to waste my lot of time, right? So what I do is I'm just going to create two folders where I will be storing two kinds of photos. One is PNG and another is JPEG. Now in those folders, what I have to do is if I want to open some image, then I'm going to go in the PNG and then select. If I want to open from the JPEG, I have to go there and select. So it's pretty much simple. So that's what is the resource group. So first of all, we have to create a resource group. Now, as I said you, what is the use of resource group? It's going to store the data in, not data, it's going to store our projects at a place so we can create or how much we want. So it will be depending on us that what type of project that we are working on or what type of application that we are building. Okay, now anyhow guys, now let's create a resource group. How do we create that? Just after logging into azureportal.azure.com, you are going to get something like this page, and just go here and type portal Azure. I'm not sorry, you have to type in the resource group. So you are see resource groups. After that, you are going to get the resource guards, resource builders, resource explorer, resource groups. You have just click on the resource groups. After clicking on this one, you're going to get something like this page. Now after getting like this page, and the reason that I'm getting here like this page is because right now I have not created any resource groups. So if you are an employer of any company where you are working with the Azure, then a resource group may be created. But here right now I don't have any resource groups, or you maybe have worked with the Azure previously and you have created the resource groups, then it may be different. So right now, whoever has not created the resource group, just click on the create resource group. And I'm going to click on this one, the create resource group. And here it's going to get all of those stuff. We have the tags, we have the review and create. So we have to go to the basics first of all, and here we have to give the source group name. So I have right now, as you can see here, I'm just and you are getting like a container that holds related resources for an Azure solution. The resource group can include all of the resources for the okay, 1 second. Now for all of the resource for the solutions, or only those resource that you want to manage as a group. So this is what the resource group. Now how will you create that? If you have paid for the Microsoft again, or if you are working for a company, then where you are working with Azure, then you have to you may not be getting this option free trial. So I have not paid for the Microsoft Azure, so I am just using my free trial. So this is also going to pay. Now I wanted to give the resource group name. What type of which resource group name I should have to create? So I'm going to keep it as the test. Okay, test resource group, and you will be getting the lot of options like in which data center, in which place, in which data center we have to create. So basically guys, I'm from India. Now I'm not going to create that in the India, and I'm going to create that in the West US. And the reason is that all the time the resource groups all of the time, like those kind of stuff, will not be available globally. So that's why I'm going to create that in the West US. So here we have the US, this US. Let's explore all of the stuff. And US is US2, South Central US, West US2, and we have the West US3. So we have all the stuff, and we have the Asia specific. Now for everything such as Microsoft Azure, whether it is GCP, Google Cloud Platform, so there will be different, like they will be they are going to have a lot of data centers where they will be storing, right? So it maybe can have that in the India. For example, if I search here MIC Microsoft instead Azure, Microsoft Azure data center locations, I'm going to type, and I'm going to open this new page, and it's going to show that, as you can see here, I'm going to click on the explore globe. So it's going to show that wherever the data centers are available. So it's going to take some time for opening. Let's wait for some time. So as you can see here, it's showing the locations, but here I'm right just now I just clicked on the explore globe, so it's taking a lot of time for opening. Now what happens here is that it's going to show as a globe, like it's going to show us in the Google Maps. And then what happens is, actually wait, it's going to show us what happens is, it's going to show the locations of the data centers. So it's not going to show us the specific locations. Okay, and there will be a lot of Microsoft Azure data centers will be available in the ocean also, because the reason is that they are going to store that in the ocean is that, for example, if you are buying a lot of place for storing the data centers, right, for storing the servers, you have to waste a lot, your money will be waste, right? First of all, what you have to do, right, you have to buy the land, then you have to set up that, you have to put the air conditioners to all of those stuff. But when we keep that in the water, what happens is, it's going to we don't need any air conditioners because the water will be very much cold, right? So it's going to manage there itself, so we don't need to buy the land to all of those stuff. So it's going to show us the locations wherever the data centers are available globally. So anyhow, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose here the West US2, West US2, West US2. Let's West US. We have this one, but I'm going to choose the West US2. Let's wait for some time. Here we have the UK West US2 US. Now I'm going to create this like this. Now let's click on the next tags. Now I can give here the any name. So apply tags to Azure resources to logically organize them by the categories. A tag consists of a key name and a value tag names. So we don't need all of those kind of stuff. Now I'm going to click on this one. So its validation has passed. Let's check this one, this page. So it's taking a lot of time for doing that. Now my resource group has been created with the name of test resource group name, and the region is West US2. So it's loading, this page is also loading. Now let's go back to our home page. Now as you can see, no, we don't have anything, right? So let's click on the resource groups, loading. Now here it's showing me something like this one, filter for. So guys, I have already created a resource group. It will be showing after some time, it may be. Now here I wanted to create a storage account. How will you create it? Let's click on the create a resource. As you can see here, I have a lot of stuff such as Windows Server 2019 data center, Windows 10 Pro version. So whenever the Windows is updating, so it's going to show us every version of that one. Now as you can see here, we have the globe, right? I don't want this one, I just wanted to view this one. So these are the data centers around the world. So as you can see here, the dots Microsoft Azure cloud platform helps you invert with the purposes. I don't want to play this one. So anyhow guys, as you can see here, we have the data centers around the world that you can see. So guys, as you can see here on the screen, that here we have a lot of types of servers that we can create. We can create the virtual machine and web app, SQL database, key vaults, data factory. There are a lot and a lot of stuff. If I type for Ubuntu, and it's going to show me a lot of things. Pricing, as you can see, Ubuntu minimal versions are also available. If I type for Mac OS, it's not going to show me, I think so. So it's not showing for the Mac OS because my Apple company has not provided that one. So now anyhow, let's go back. Let's back to the creating a resource. Now what I want to create, I want to create a storage account. What will you do with the storage account? We can store our data there. So I'm going to give the storage account, and it's going to open something like this page. So we have the Azure storage account using ARM template. Just I wanted to create a simple storage account. I'm going to click on the storage account and then just create. Click on the create, and it's going to open like this page. Now here we have the subscription free trial because I didn't purchased any subscription for the Microsoft Azure. I'm just using a free trial. So here I have the selected existing item. Now basically, if I open my new tab and just type for Portal Azure, here what happens here is, guys, we have to search, we have to see how much credits are remaining. So here right now 15,800 credits are remaining. Okay, now I'm just going to use the free trial resource group. I want to type for the test. I think those were not created. I wanted to create a new something called as test. Okay, now the new resource group has been created. It's pretty much simple. Now if we want to create a legacy storage account type, just click here. Now I don't know, I have to give the storage account name. I'm going to give the 9 Sayed contain lowercase and upper name must be between 3 to 4 3 and 24 characters. Okay, so here 9 Sayed, I'm going to give the data 9 Sayed data. Okay, or if I give the 9 Sayed storage. Okay, so I'm just going to give the data storage. So the field contain only lowercase letters and numbers. Name must be between. Okay, I'm going to give again 9 so here data. Okay, lowercase letters and numbers. So here we have the numbers also. Data name must be between 3 and 24 characters. Now here data. So it's showing me the error. No, let's see that later on. I'm going to use here the best US again. So I told the reason best US 2. Now here I'm going to click on the next advanced. So in the basics here, as you can see here, I'm getting the wrong mark here, right? So I have created a new resource group, storage account name. For the storage account name, I'm getting the error. If I remove this one, okay, so I'm not getting here the error right now. 9 here data. Okay, or I should give the storage. So guys, don't be confused here. Just open, click on the create the storage account, and you are going to get this page. If you have paid that, you have to use that, and if you have not paid yet, you are using the free trial. Just click on this one, and if you are creating a resource group, click on the if you have the resource group, click on the resource group that you created. If you don't have, click on the create new, and then it's going to create. Now we don't have to give any spaces, and we should not have any big letters, capital letters. Okay, I have used here the west us. Now here we have a lot of stuff which I didn't say. Intermediate option, I want to see what it is. So intermediate options with failover capabilities in secondary region recommended for backup scenarios. So I'm going to open this one, or I'm going to have to pay for this one. You click on the next. Okay, we have the version 1.2 from any storage account, from the storage account in the storage. Okay, from any storage account, data lake storage generation. We have all of those kind of stuff. Now let's click on this one. We are going to get this type of page. We have the basics, advanced data protection, encryption, tags, and review. So we don't need to do anything here. Microsoft will next, and again next. Okay, let's see which type of option it is. This option cannot be changed after this storage account is created. Okay, so enable support for the customers managed keys. So here blobs and files only, and that is all service types such as blobs, files, tables, and queues. I want this one, so you can create this one also. So while creating with this one, this is simple, and enable encryption. Encryption, no, I don't want this one. Next, I don't want the tags here, and I wanted to review this one. So the subscription is free trial, the resources group is test. So the location that I have given is, so it's not my location, it's the data center location where I am storing my data. Now in GCP, Google Cloud Platform, AWS, Amazon Web Services, or Microsoft Azure, so they will be having a lot of backup data centers, 7 to 8 maybe they are going to have. Because for example, for some reason there is for some reason, if some data centers has been blasted or not working for some reason, then in some other data centers there will be links, so they are going to have the 7 to 8 or 5 to 6 backup data centers. I don't know. Now here we have the location west us, which is the data center location. The storage account name is 9 size storage, deployment model resource manager, and performance is just the standard read access the redundant storage. Okay, so we have the secure transfer enabled, allow storage account key access, allow all of those stuff. So I'm just going to show you all of those stuff, and the reason is that I wanted to explore this kind of stuff. Okay, now let's create a storage account, initializing the deployment. As you can see, wait. So as you can see here, we have the initializing the deployment to the source group test. As you can see, now let's open a new page where I will be opening my portal azure.com. So deployment Azure groups is in progress. Okay, let's wait for some time, and let's open this. Let's check out how much money I have right now. Cost management. I can check like this. Okay, I think it has been created because it's showing me something like this. Okay, so deployment is in progress. It's showing me right now. Coming here, we have the overview, access control, cost analysis, or budgets. I just wanted to see that how much cost I have right now. Let's search for the cost management plus building. Okay, so your deployment is complete. So our first storage account has been created, and I wanted to show the cost management, like how much I have paid it. Tutorials, what's new. Okay, let's come back here. So control view the recommendations, analyze the costs, okay, etc. I can check this later on. I wanted to see this one. So what happens is, in the Azure we can cancel our subscription. Okay, but after canceling it will not be, I think it will not be 15,000 again. So how much I will have used, it's going to be like that only. Now go to the resource again. I'm going now, after creating my resource group or storage account, it's going to look something like this. So how will you create this one? How will you use this one? Now for the table service we have the CMK support. For the CMK support, and we have the large file sharing disabled because I did that. Active Directory, it's not configured. Default share level permissions, it's also disabled. Soft delete, so it's enabled for the 7 days. So state the capacities. So So the shared capacity is 5 TB, which is 5 terabytes. We have the security, so we can see here. Now we have the question, how will you use that? Right now, I'm going to show that right now. Now guys, as you can see here on the screen, that from the time I created the resource group storage account for that, so as you can see that in the recent also resources, now I just went back to my portal azure.com. I just wanted to close this one. Now after creating, just close the page that you're working in, because, or what you can do is you can wait portal.azure.com, because you will be confused. Okay, like if you click back, if for some reason, then it's going to go back, all of the stuff is going to happen. So I just open a new page where I'm going to have something like this, and here you have to just search these for the storage accounts. If I click on this one, I have a storage account called 9 storage type is storage account, kind is storage, version 2, test research group is test, location is west US 2, free trial subscription is free trial. Okay, now I am going to open this 9 storage, and if I open this one, wait, I don't want this one. Now as I said you that, how will you use that, how you can use that, right? So for using this one, I'm going to click on the containers. You have to create something called as the containers. I'm going to move my video here. Okay, now here, let's wait for some time. Okay, so we have already something called as logs. Now here, I'm going to upload a CSV file here. So but before that, I wanted to create a container known as public access level blob anonymous. So it's depending on you that which type of, what we say, which type of container you wanted to create. But here, let's choose for some CSV files. How do we do that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my file explorer, go in the downloads and see. So here I have the two CSV files which I already downloaded. We have the data2 and data1. If I open the data1, it's going to open in the Excel. Let's wait for some time. Okay, it's taking some time for opening. Wait for some time. Okay, that's okay. So it's just open here. Now as you can see, I have a lot of information here, so I'm going to upload these two files here. So for doing that, I have to create a container. So for container, I have the advanced options. I don't want the advanced, I just want the container for read access for containers block, read access for only, no anonymous access, so I don't want any access. Okay, so here I'm going to give the name as data training or data. I should give created. It's going to take some time for creating. So it's so successfully created in the storage container. If I click on the storage, now I'm going to get something like this page. So this Azure in the portal Azure, this page will be pretty much confusing. Okay, so here, that's why I opened a new page known as that one. Now click on this one, upload, and I have to upload here the files, browse for the files, and I'm going to go in the downloads, and I'm just going to choose these two files, open it. Okay, so override if files already exists. Okay, so if I imported something, I didn't import it right now, but two files selected, data2.csv, data1.csv, comma separated values I uploaded here. So as you can see here, if I open the data1, I just wanted to move my video here. Now it's showing me the URL and all of those kind of stuff that you can see. We have the encryption, content type, text, and the CSV. We have the completion time, metadata, all of those kind of stuff. So this is how it's going to look right now. So guys, after creating the resource storage account, and then after importing the data, it's going to look something like this. The archive status, blob, I have the size, the release available, leave state, all of the stuff. Now here, what I want to do is, guys, I wanted to create a Azure machine learning workspaces. So I'm going to create that in the next video, because this video has been pretty much long. So anyhow guys, that's all for this video, and I hope you liked this video and enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my videos with others. And in the next video, we are going to create an Azure machine learning workspace, and we are also going to create a Azure ML pipelines using the notebook. So thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you all in another tutorial. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.